it feels funny. Like, God, what are you doing?
You feel out of place.
You feel like what I thought. I thought it was gonna be. This is. I didn't see this coming, and that discovery mode place. It always happens when a person is in some type of turmoil or your world gets flipped upside down all the time. Right. Because now it's like, okay, I thought it was this. I don't know. Trusting the Lord with all their heart and leaning out on their own understanding. Acknowledge me in all my ways, not real direct your paths. That's the word, right? So, AKA, you in discovery mode and you don't know where you're at. So I need you to depend on me, because depending on what you were praying before you got here, I'm allowing these things to happen. So depending on what you were praying before you got here, I'm allowing certain things to transpire, because the prayers of a righteous man availeth much. So whatever you was praying for, I know it really needs to happen. So here you go, Discovery World. You in a whole theme park.
The B2S podcast is brought to you by Motivated Apparel. Motivated Apparel, the premier gear for motivation. A brand that motivates, inspires, and empowers you to stay motivated while chasing your dreams. Head on over to www.shiftmotivations.com/shop motivated apparel and grab yourself some motivated apparel today.
Episode of the Blueprint to Success podcast. Hey, once again, where we share principles on how to live life by design and not by default. Once again, it's your boy Mike Mariner, aka the Shift Motivator. And we're glad for Blueprint Nation to stand up once again. We in the building. We're glad to be with you guys on tonight, man. So we're gonna go ahead and get these preliminaries out of the way. Once again, y'all know who this is. On my left, your right, Mr. Dumbo.
Yeah.
Mr. Born to Save, brand new Christmas single out right now. I know it's January, but go tap that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Y'all give it up for our man, Mr. On the Rise.
Oh,
Mr. 2025.
Oh, man.
Hey, on the rise in 2025. Hey, got a hashtag.
No lie.
Yeah.
Y'all give it up for our boy Alxndr Hall, man.
What's up, man? That's good, man.
God.
First and foremost, North Cape, we are
On the way.
That's
Straight
for
like that.
sure, yo. We in the building, man. Just trucking through the week.
Yeah.
That's it, man. Trucking through the week, man. Just, getting it. Getting close to God, getting revelation, casting my net deeper on my Peter. You feel me? So,
Yeah.
that's what it is, bro.
That's what's up.
Yes,
Another day to
sir.
walk in purpose. Another day to walk in purpose.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Straight like that.
Straight like that.
No
Yeah,
chase.
man. Y'all know who this next cat is, man. My right, your left. My brother from the same mother.
Big bag.
Big Bag.
All day.
Big Dub.
All
Mrs.
time.
Bag.
Mr. Come and Go Get It.
On the way.
Mr. Hustle.
Sometimes.
Mr. Hustle Hard.
No. All the time.
You ready to go night-night?
Ready to go night-night.
But y'all give it up for Boy Wonda, man.
What's happening, Blueprint Fellas.
What's happening?
Man, listen here. What ain't happening, man? The Lord
I don't know, man.
is good.
Yeah.
All the time,
And all the time.
God is good.
Man, like Broski said, we trucking through the week, we're making it, and man, it's been challenging a little here and there, but bro, it's creating more perseverance.
Yeah.
It's God allowing to unlock different layers as you go deeper, and it's just like, man, you think you're good at one, level, and it's just like, keep going.
So many layers. And I ain't talking about Lays.
Yeah, for sure.
Throw in the towel. Throw in the towel. Coach in there, no. Throw in the towel.
Throw in the doggone towel.
You got this. You got this. Put your guard up. Now let's go.
You all right, champ? You all right? You know what I'm saying? Wipe it down. Go out and get him.
Around you.
I won't go out there.
That life be life, and sometimes it be like that.
Bro, I'm telling you. Life be life, but God be God.
Yeah, man.
At the end of the day.
But they make the toughest soldiers, though. You can't deny that. But.
Man, I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, man.
How's the big broski doing?
Oh, I'm good, man.
Shift motivator.
Yeah,
all the way.
Shifting and trying to fight this belt, man. Cole tried to get me, boy. Like, no.
Yeah, for sure.
But, man, I'm good, man. I'm good. Man, you know, one of the most rewarding things in life.
Mm-hmm.
Please tell me.
And when you could be a blessing to somebody else.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
for sure.
heck yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm
Always.
saying? Yeah, I had a meeting this morning. Once a month meeting that I volunteer at one of the schools. We for the SAC meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the kids that I mentor is so I met with him for about an hour today out there. And so just to see the smile on that young man's face, I said, man, you got a rough life, man, outside of school, So, but that's the young man I was telling y'all about a while back.
Yeah, for sure.
Making
Yeah.
strides. So,
Yeah.
he got some. He said, Coach, been talking to some colleges about him.
Yeah.
And she actually called Coach in while I was there. So it was like, man, and I was looking at Coach. Boy, we all sitting up in that laugh. I said, I know that smile right there. That's that father smile right there. Because Coach was like, man, I'm so proud of this man. I'm just so proud of smiling from ear to ear. I said, yeah. I know that smile. That's that father smile right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And but yeah, just see that young man just smiling, man. And it's I was like, man. And then my wife sent me because normally we pray, before we leave in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but because I had, I had to be there really super early. So she's in the process of getting ready for work. So it was, so she sent me this, usually when we do that, we'll send each other a long prayer text. But, I had been running from the time I left till I saw it, but I didn't read it. And I didn't read it till probably about 3:30ish. I was like, man, that's powerful. So I texted back and everything. So, and it was just so funny because the thing is, some of the stuff that she wrote in the bottom of the text is, is, I believe what I did for the day. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and I got some ideas out of that meeting. For some stuff that I'm trying to implement here. And but I was like, man, ain't nothing more gratifying. Ain't no amount of money in the world in your bank account that can gratify a person of purpose than to be a blessing to somebody, and it didn't even cost you a dime.
For real.
Just being a light. Just being a light, because it's about to get crazy.
You know what?
We need a lot of light.
A lot of light.
It's about to get. It's already done got crazy, but man, Lord Jesus,
we need that ultra beam light.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, but both of y'all had performances since the last time, right? Or was it just you said?
Yeah, I don't know.
Just say it.
Just said, okay.
Yeah, I was at the. And shouts out to every artist who came through there, man. At the Holla by That Name 2 concert. All to our ministry. What's up, y'all? Everybody, man. It's so many great acts that was in there. It's so many great men and women of God who was in there, bro. Just doing their thing, just worshiping. At the end of the night, people got saved. That's the reason why we even did it. You know what I mean? So, families came out, different churches from different. It wasn't like pack, but the right people was there.
Yeah.
Faith and her family came. A lot of families came. My stepmama, her friend came from Miami. Yeah, her friend came from Miami. Yeah, her friend came from Miami. You know what I'm saying? So her family came.
That's dope.
Yeah, it was Diamond. You know, North Cape. We was in the building. You know what I mean?
All day. NC.
NCD.
Yeah, North Cape. We was in there. Me and Diamond was in there. Shouts out to Diamond, man. Huge encourager. Even Faith encouraged me too. She told me before the performance, she was like, "You're gonna do well. You're gonna do great." So I just went and prayed up, just locked in and just let loose.
Facts.
You know, just let loose in there. So great time, great performance. I got some features just lining up from there. I met some new people. So
That's what's up, man.
yeah, I met some guys from G5 Church. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, it's finna do some work, bro. So I'm just finding my pace, finding my lane, and locking in on the commitments that I can lock in on. And if I can do something, I'm gonna like, yo, I can't do that, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, but
you gotta be up front.
but I'm gonna point you to who can do that for you, or who's available right now to do that for you. You know what I mean?
That's how
So
you do
it's
it.
like that. So I'm like, I learned.
It's being resourceful.
Yeah, being resourceful. I learned, you know, fresh in at 25 that if you ain't there, let somebody know.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because you end up burning bridges and hurting people in the process because you're partaking in something that you really can't uphold. You know what I mean? So
Right.
And I don't wanna put nobody else's ministry or project or I don't wanna be like this, and then when we get to the end, I can't do it. I don't want to do that to them, to no one, because that's messing up their establishment, you know. So just being up front with the people who I'm up front with, and just rocking out, just ready to do some work for the kingdom, bro. You feel me?
Yeah. And that's being considerate and thinking of what they got going on and say, hey, I sincerely care about what you got going on.
Yeah.
And just right now, I got that capacity, which is dope.
Yeah.
Because that's you rarely see that in this space. Very rare.
Yeah, because everybody, you know,
It's about self.
everybody want to be a rapper, a star, a singer. Bro, if you can't, you can't. Just let me. It's cool. As a matter of fact, let me know up front that you can't. Like,
I respect you a whole lot more.
just let me know what you can do. You know what I'm saying?
Everything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna also link you with D Black. And so
Oh, yeah, D
the
Black
show
fire.
that I got on the
Yeah.
15th of Braided, and he wants to do that monthly. So the ministry he partnered up with, they pretty much sponsoring it. So which is dope.
Yeah.
It'll be free events, so they just have you just purchase the tickets whenever you do, so that they can have a head count, so they can accommodate, make sure everything Gucci. So Giovanni too connected him with D Black too, and getting that because he's looking for different artists for each month too. So it's gonna be pretty dope.
Yeah, we'll talk after the. You feel me?
Definitely. And I think that's important, man. It's part of your character too. You know what I mean? Just to be able to be respectful, resourceful, and to let them know in advance that I respect you just as much as you respect me.
Yeah.
It's hard to get that duality.
Now, cause look. So since you say that, so the other day, matter of fact, yesterday, well, it started Sunday. I was talking to Pastor Tyler at the church. He the youth pastor. Shout out to Pastor Tyler. He fire. So he was like, he heard about some stuff. He was like, bro, what you doing Tuesday? I said, he said, let's do coffee. I said, bet. So he said, let's link up at the Starbucks by Legoland. I said, cool. After work, met up there. I had the fire behind Irish cream.
Had to be fire.
I like coffee.
They ain't paying us for no slot time. We ain't giving them that kind of credit.
All right, so wait.
Hey, we'll blink it out. Hey, I was getting this
your
coffee.
sponsorship for that. It ain't no free advertisement for Starbucks.
You know what I'm saying? So, bam, got there, got my drink or whatever. So we was talking. So he was just listening to me about some things that has been transpiring in my life the last few weeks. You know what I mean? Last month or so, came in 25. I had a huge shift, so trying to get my psych back right and my mind back right and things like that. So he was like, bro, you carrying yourself well. I was like, bro. And then he said, let me tell you something. He said, I am happy for. He said, I'm excited about where you're at right now. He said, because right now, you're in discovery mode. He said, right now in your life, you're in discovery mode, and that's a great place to be. And he said, I'm excited for what God's about to do and lead you to in your life in these moments. You know what I mean? And it's funny that when I think about, it feels funny, like, God, what are you doing?
You feel out of place.
You feel like what I thought it was gonna be. I didn't see this coming, and that discovery mode place, it always happens when a person is in some type of turmoil or your world gets flipped upside down all the time.
Right.
Because now it's like, okay, I thought it was this. I don't know. Trust in the Lord with all their heart and lean not on their own understanding. Acknowledge me in all my ways, and I will direct your paths. That's the word, right? So, AKA, you in discovery mode, and you don't know where you're at. So I need you to depend on me, because depending on what you were praying before you got here, I'm allowing these things to happen. So depending on what you were praying before you got here, I'm allowing certain things to transpire, because the prayers of a righteous man availeth much. So whatever you was praying for, I know it really needs to happen. So here you go. Discovery World. You in a whole theme park.
You ain't even lying on that
You
one,
walked
bro.
in the gate. He gave you a brochure. Go find a concession stand.
You know what's crazy? And it goes back to what you said, broski.
Discovery World. Ooh.
I don't like that theme park. I don't like that ride.
Walking by the crazy mirror.
Like, what the what?
Body all configured and twisted.
I ain't
Got
see
that
this
new
happening.
ride, Drop by faith.
Discovery World. Welcome. Well, you don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on, boy.
But you know what? It's like when you said before, you can't find what you're not searching for.
Yeah.
And you have to be in that discovery mode, because you wouldn't have looked or even tried to find a search. Okay, what's going on? Because if everything is always good all the time, you're just gonna be on coast. You're gonna be on cruise control. You know, everything good, feel like everything great. But when your world get turned upside down, you was like, okay, what happened? Why? You backtracking. You're discovering and trying to figure out what the heck happened.
Right.
But you're not gonna do that if you don't have anything to that kind of flips the trajectory of your life.
Yeah.
It's just not gonna happen. And sometimes some things have to happen because it calls you to do things you wouldn't have done if it hadn't happened.
Yeah, and that's a requirement for elevation. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of what's Kiara Shear's dad name? Bishop.
Drew.
Is it Drew? Drew? Okay, I thought so. Yeah, when he said turbulence is the price you pay for flying high, and I was like, man, when that song came out, bro, I played that song like every day. Like I played that song like every single day. And when you look at it, and I say this right here, don't go down the rabbit hole trying to figure out if you've done everything right up to this point.
That'd be me sometime.
You know what I'm saying? Because this is what happens is everything up to this point is a part of your makeup. You know what I'm saying? The good, the bad, the ugly, the mistakes, the trying to figure stuff out. It's all a part of your makeup. And so once you get to that place of what I call a transitional shift, and if you don't let that go, because I used to, when I was doing the insurance, and I would sit down and I would review people's policies, right? And sometimes, you know, I would be a lot of times I was in houses where previous agents had done the person wrong. And but my policy was I don't bash people and I don't bash companies.
Facts.
That was my personal policy. I don't bash the agent before me, and I don't bash the company they work for, even if it was the same company and they left where I was. And so all I would do is show them what was in black and white. Because they'll be like, well, I thought I had such and such. I said, well, you know, my thing was always this, well, ma'am, sir, I'm just showing you what's here in black and white. You know, then, you know, I understand you may have thought you had X, Y, Z, but you actually got A, B, C because blah, 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 blah. And now let me explain to you how this works versus what you thought you had. And, you know, so trying to de-escalate that before it even go anywhere where it needs to go. So, but I would never bash the agent and I would never bash the company. And then you would have people like beat themselves. Like, man, like they made a bad decision. And I said, you have to look at it this way. I said, don't beat yourself up, right? I say, sometimes when you're in certain situations, you did your best in that situation. Yeah. You made the decision based upon where you were at that time. So you can't beat yourself up for a decision that you thought was best for you at that time. And so that's why I'm saying it. So as you're getting ready to go into your transitional shift, don't beat yourself up because you did what you could in that time. Facts. You did the best that you could in that time. And so now God is trying to elevate you beyond that. So now you have to recreate your mindset in order to accept the new place where God is sending you.
Bro. Ooh. Bro. Let me tell you, bro, hold on. I got
Go ahead.
Bro, let me tell you what Pastor Tyler said. Oh my God, you just dug it up. He said, look, my man said, he brought up the fleet thing. He said, when I talk to people, he's a pastor. People, oh, I got this going on, I got that going on. Pray for me, I need the change, I need that. He said, I finally found out that you do need the power of prayer and the word. You have to incorporate that into your life. Oh. You have to incorporate that into your life. But on the other side, you have to incorporate you putting work in for change.
I like that.
You need both.
I like the way this works.
You need both. You need word, prayer. You need to be locked in on Jesus, and you need to do your part, basically.
You need the spiritual and the tangible.
Right. You need both. So if he said basically, you have to, what you just said, you have to get to the point to where you're like, I am finna have faith, and I'm going to leap outside of my boundaries.
Yeah.
That's the only way you're going to break out of whatever that you're in.
Telling you.
That's the only way. Or not, you're going to be stuck in the same cycle year after year with a new car, with a new house, with a new wig, with new, whatever it is, you're going to have everything new. It's going to be old. Because you chose not to jump outside what you normally are caught up in. And the only way you can do that, you need Jesus and you putting in work with him.
Faith without works is dead.
You need both.
You need both. That's good.
Michael Todd said, we believe in theology and counseling. You need both.
Right.
You need both.
That's crazy.
Jesus only performed certain things, only got done when Jesus put action in. Yes, God spoke, let there be light. Boom, it was like firing off. But if Jesus didn't touch certain people, they didn't get healed. Do you see what I'm saying? It's action went into it. He had to do something for something to transpire.
And when you think about the woman with the issue of blood, like she was already there. You know what I'm saying? She was like, if I could just touch the hem of his garment. Her mindset was already there. So she already was believing she was healed before she even got to the scene. It's like, I just need to touch it, and that'll confirm, that'll solidify, and that'll seal what I already know. Bro, and I love how you said when you did the best you thought you could within that scenario, that situation.
Yep.
Which means better is always accessible.
That's good. Yeah.
Repeat that, bro, please.
I love how you repeat it, bro. When you said that you did the best that you could within the situation, the scenario you was in, which means better is always accessible.
That's good.
Because now you have the tools that you need. Well, I thought I had this. Well, now you're giving me more resources and more ideas and things and more knowledge and understanding of what I didn't even have.
Right.
Because they didn't give me the tools for it.
Right.
I'm believing what you're telling me because you're more insightful. You're more resourceful. You have the answer. So I'm trusting you to elevate my life in a place where I know I want to be and where you say you claim you want me to be. It's a dual type of situation. We have a responsibility to not only raise our own lives, but the lives of others.
Yeah.
We're supposed to help.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to elevate. We're supposed to pass the baton. How things are going to get better if it's always like this.
You gotta have faith.
Lopsided.
Yeah.
You gotta have faith, bro. If you don't, let me tell you something, bro. I learned this. It's something crazy.
Where you coming from?
Straight from the house.
Come from the house, right? So let me tell you something.
With the curtain back.
Yo, for real,
He just
for real.
peeping around.
Hey.
No, for real. This is very serious, bro. Like, this is very serious, bro. If you don't have faith, if you don't have faith, you would give up on people. You would give up on your dream. You would give up on your family.
Yeah.
You would give up on ideas. You will walk out of stuff. If you don't have, I'm not saying if you have a turbulence, like if you going and you have to stop and you keep trying, you inching towards it. I'm talking about if you just go here and just revert back, bro, that you don't have, somebody told me today, it was powerful woman. She told me today, this afternoon, she said, you can't look at what you got. You can't look at what, you have to have faith to trust in God on what's going after that. Because she said, if I just kept on looking at where I was at, I would have been left the situation. I would have been joined the loony bin. I would have been gave up. I would have been exit off. She said, you can't look at where you're at. She said, you can't look at that.
Right.
So I'm telling you, faith is something that is that is the glue to whatever that you got going. And then your faith in things, faith is you being active and having a faith is telling Satan you're a liar, dead in his face. And it seems crazy because, it's like you having a kid, your daughter coming home, she got an F in math, and you be like, you got an F in math, and she said, Dad, that's not an F, that's an F. Dad, that's not an F, Daddy. The thing with the two flags, that's an F. You dig what I'm saying? You having you having faith in something is you're looking at a mountain, you're looking at a problem, you're looking at a starting point. Starting points are starting points. It's gonna start how it's supposed to start. When people grow dreads, them jonks ain't long, bro.
Right.
They got little worms up there. And depending on how long your hair is, when you twist it up.
Twist.
Either way, you look. You can have short worms or long worms. They still worms.
What worm are you today?
You know what I'm saying? It's a starting point. It's not gonna look all beautiful and braided back. You dig what I'm saying? So faith is so powerful because you're looking at something that looks crazy and you're telling Satan dead in his face, that's not what that looked like. Satan like, yes it is. That's not what that looked like. That's not gonna be that. That's what faith is, and that will keep you in the game and that'll help you go forward. So faith is really important.
Faith ignites the perseverance that is needed. It gives you that longevity that is needed to go through whatever you're trying to get to, because it's foreseeing already what you believe in your heart, in your mind, in your soul. Like, no, I believe this is gonna happen.
Yeah.
It got to happen. Like, it goes from I believe it's going to happen to no, it got to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's levels to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a deeper depth that once you go down into it, it's just faith teaches you a lot of what you thought you knew.
Yeah, it's funny because I was just thinking about this recently. Hebrews 11:1 says what? Now faith is the substance. Substance, matter. I can touch it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And as I was reading that, my mind got stuck on evidence. That's like, so if you're being accused of something, what do they point towards? They point towards the evidence. It had to be evidence that I was there in order for you to convict me, which means you have to prove that I was there, even if I wasn't there. So I was like, the evidence of things not seen. Well, how can it be the evidence of something seen if it's not there? Because in order for me to be booked, you have to prove that I was there. I read that scripture 1,000 times and I never just pondered on evidence like that. It's like, that's tangible without being tangible. It just did something for me. You know, I read it. I know it sounds basic, but it just, you got to realize that in order for you to criminalize me, you have to prove that. But you can't if I wasn't there. You can't if you didn't see me take what you said I stole. You can't. But yet faith is the evidence of something that is not there. So even though it's not there, you have to act like it's there. So even though the marriage is in shambles right now, you got to act like it's not. So even though the career is not where you want it to be, you got to act like it is. You know what I'm saying? So even though your product hasn't been created yet, you got to act like it has been, because now faith is the substance, which is matter. Things mass. It has weight to it. So it's there even when it's not there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. My wife is there even when she's not there. My husband is there even when he's not there. My kids are in their right place even when they're not in their right place. Because why? Because I said they are. Because I have the power to do that.
Facts.
The only way you can do that is if you are submitted to something at a higher level.
Yeah.
If you're not anchored and submitted, you will not be able to do that.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's the evidence is if you can't do that, then you are not under submission.
Right.
Or not trying to be.
Yep.
I said not trying to be, because sometimes we have to get in the groove. Yeah. But if you're not or not trying to be, it's going to be proof, because you're going to have no faith that you're going to run out.
Bro, if you don't submit to the power that you have, you can't operate in it.
Ooh, that's good.
The Bible says that you are made in the image and likeness of God. And then the Bible lets us know ye not that ye are God's, little g. So, and everything produces after its own kind. That includes God. So God can only produce after his own kind, which is why he had to create us as little g's, as gods. You understand? So, but if I don't submit myself unto the authority from which I'm given, I can't operate in it. It goes against God's jurisdiction.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it goes about identity. And identity is not just tied to your name, but it's also tied to the position in which you held. So I can say Mike all day. But if I say Mike the author, the position, it puts me in a different place.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if I never exercise that authority, then I'll never be able to walk in the doors that have been set for Mike to walk into, because I'm walking into a place of false humility because I don't want people to think I'm arrogant. And that would get you tied up and bound more quicker than anything that I've seen in people's lives. Walking into a place of false humility. But God has given you a place of authority to take dominion, not over people, but over things and creation and everything else. But we work with people. It's not for us to control people. There's a difference. And so when we submit ourselves under the authority in which God gives us, that gives us the creative ability to cause things to enter into our life that we didn't even know existed, because now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence. Man, I didn't know I could do that. Oh, man, I didn't know I could do that. Now, because you had to shatter your own personal glass ceiling.
Because just like when I shared that flea story and how the scientist put the flea in the jar, and then the flea's just jumping because he just have such a high vert. Flea has a high vert. And so the flea just jumping up and down, jumping up and down, jumping up and down. And so, next thing you know, so the scientist screws the lid on the jar. So now the flea is jumping up and down, and now he hits his head on top of the lid. Like, wait, hold up, that wasn't there just a couple seconds ago. But next thing you know, the flea keep jumping. He keep jumping. Next thing you know, he get tired of hitting his head on the lid. Guess what happens now? He stopped jumping. So then the scientist takes the lid off the jar. So now all the flea got to do with that vert is jump out of the jar. But now he's been conditioned to his environment. He don't even walk into his full potential. So we can't walk into the false place of allowing our condition to stifle the potential that's already there. All that flea had to do was jump, but because he kept hitting it, man, I was just jumping freely. Drew, he could have just jumped out of the jar, but he just kept jumping straight up and down, straight up and down. So now, because he was trying to prove something. So now the scientist put the lids back on the jar. He hit his head on the lid. So now that flea that used to jump side, what stopped you from dreaming? What stopped you from dreaming big? You've been conditioned by the people around you. You've been conditioned by your own environment. You've been conditioned by your own thoughts, and it caused you to stop dreaming, and I dare you to pick your dream back up in 2025. It ain't like bro said, you got to start. You got to start. You just got to start. It just takes you start. It just takes a little spark to start dreaming again. Because I'm finna tell y'all once now, and y'all already know, like stuff finna hit the fan. So y'all better start tapping into your creative nature. You better start, as bro always say, you better tap into that vertical, because when stuff hit the fan, your creativity is gonna play a forefront into your existence, or whether you live or die. It's finna get stupid.
That vertical
is
that vertical is AKA the main vein to Discovery World.
Yeah.
And you know what? I dare people. Like I dare y'all to go back in those old places in your lives and take back yourself from each one of those places. I dare you.
The B2S podcast is brought to you by No Grind, No Glory Apparel, R828 edition. It's a reminder to stay strong, to be courageous, to stop your fears, and to feed your faith. Even when it feels like everything is falling apart, just know that you were born to stand out and make an impact. Head over exclusively to www.nogrindnoglory.net and grab you some merch as a daily reminder that all things work together.
I dare you to go back and be like, no, and give me my self-esteem back. I dare you to go back now and give me my mind back. You can't have mind control of me no more. I dare you can't have control. I'm not jumping for you no more. I dare you. No, bro, we can't chill no more. Yeah, bro, you can smoke over there. When you get done, I'ma hit you up. I dare to be like, no, baby, we can't have sex no more. We can't do that no more. I dare you to go get yourself back. I dare you. I dare you.
Yeah.
When you do that, you in Discovery World. You walk around the park.
Yeah.
Because you're going and getting the pieces of yourself back. When the glass hit the floor, it shatters. All the big stuff is gonna be right here. You're gonna sweep it up. You have to move furniture to get that stuff on the back. It'd be a month later. The wind done blow or something, the AC done blew, you see a piece of glass. Whatever that glass came, it came from when that glass dropped last month, but you didn't pull stuff back to get the stuff that was in the corners. You didn't get up under the coffee table.
Facts.
Go get yourself back. I dare you.
And it points to, what are you conditioning? What are you allowing yourself to feel or not to feel? What do you feel that is, like you say, the ceiling? And that goes back to sitting with yourself. Because you have to do a self-inventory of, okay, what have I been conditioning? Because, like we said before in the last podcast, you could be doing the right thing at the wrong time. You could be doing the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's, when I think about conditioning, and when you think about the gym, you somewhat already know what you want to work out, what you want to focus on. You just don't know how to go about doing it. And that's where you get a personal coach, a trainer, a mentor that can tell you, this is how you need to do. We're gonna start small. We're gonna start light. Then we're gonna work our way up. It's training, and I can't forget what Tim told me, and I always remember this. It'll never leave me. Say, man, it's the difference between what people do and use it as a form of a hobby, but it's people who train. How are you training? What are you training for? What would you like to train for? It goes back to getting to know yourself. It goes back to getting to know what are you willing to do. How are you willing to challenge yourself to go above and beyond of what you can't see because of what it looks like? Your environment can change, and the only way it changes if you move up out of it. That's the only way you can change your surroundings. You have to move.
Man,
the environment gonna stay where it's at.
yeah.
You can shift and make things work for you. It's just how bad do you want to make the shift? Do you want to be loose or do you want to be stiff? It's up to you. Because if it ain't been working now, something has to change. And are you willing to alter the program that what you've been programmed for so long? Who are you willing to be with to allow you to get deprogrammed and get reprogrammed? When we was talking off the camera, we was talking about, decompression.
Yeah.
It's like, man. And even when it comes to like different plugins with music, you have the compressor. There's one that's called a vocal compressor, and then you got one that's a vocal leveler. And I like to use it as the vocal leveler, and then I use a little bit of vocal compression just to make sure it's not too loud, but it's firm, it's punchful just enough so you can hear what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's no different with decompressing. Decompress what don't need to be there, and allow to come out what needs to come out, and put everything, like you say, to the side, what don't need to be there.
That stuff's scary though. It is.
It is.
Because you have to go in those dark places. You gotta,
It's
you
trauma.
gotta, like I said, you gotta look in the devil at nope. Like you gotta go back to those people, and once you've been dealing, they okay. So people get accustomed of operating with you a certain type of way, and they don't like. Most people don't like when you're the one who is putting the stipulations on things, because Major be like company. If both of us is in this mess and both of us living in sin, both of us is acting, you know how people say, oh, we've been together 25 years, but we not married, so we married common law.
Right.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing common about Jesus. We ain't trying to. He ain't come here for us to live common. So therefore, when you're not doing things on His accord, you're doing things commonly, aka how everybody else does it. The junk don't work. All right. So I figured out it don't work, and other people figured out it don't work. They make it look good, but it don't work.
Right.
Right. So once you're the one who tries to make the adjustment, and how God, okay, this is how God says I should do my life. Most of the time, when you switch up the program of the common program, they're not going to like it because they're not on the same program as you.
Right.
Simple as that. So it's going to cause turbulence, like Mike was talking about. It's going to cause that shakeup that Mike was talking about. And guess what? It's supposed to cause that shakeup. It's supposed to cause that drift, because now you're trying to be holy. You're trying to be something different. You're not trying to be better. You're trying to live your life as a sacrifice. You're trying to live your life as worship. So it's going to be different. That only takes place when you are inside, actively walking around the park of
Discovery World.
For real. That's where it takes place. And when you get dropped off there, some people walk in it. They walk in looking for it. Most people, they get dropped off. You ever drop your kids off at Sunday school? Going up in there. Drop them straight off in there.
Hey, last Sunday, when I was serving,
Swerve up before the door closes.
Have a great day. Door already go.
Have a great day.
You ain't lying. This literally happened last Sunday. It was 2 kids, brother and sister. They walked in, and they was like, "Can we ride the shuttle? You know, across the street to the youth service?"
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh no, your parents need to drop you off." I said, "Dang." They done dropped them off over here on the side. They said, "Have a nice service and deal."
They dropped them off.
Called them back. "Mom, you dropped us off at the wrong spot."
Yeah. Dropped
But
them off.
of course, one of the service they took them over there and make sure they got over there safely. But it be real like that. Like
Yeah.
be real.
Yeah, but you gotta stay. Some people get dropped off. Some people walk in, but you don't like. You will never. I'm gonna just be frank with you, bro. You will never change the drama, or if you got chaos, or if you got overweight, or if you pornography, masturbation, cursing, whatever that you trying to. If you don't stay on the inside of discovery world, you won't never go over that threshold of where you're at. So you have to walk around the park until you hit all the spots. You have to get the full experience. So when you leave, you have experienced it. You can't tell you would not be able to tell someone how the theme park was if you do not experience the theme park. How are you gonna lead me somewhere and you're not actively doing what you're talking about? You're doing the act of it. You went to the theme park and looked around it, so you're gonna tell me how it looked, but you haven't experienced no rides. So you're doing the work of it, but you're not really in it. You're doing the work of it, but you're not really in it.
You like your appearance.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like it's almost like, and I'm not bashing. Don't come from hell. You can come from if you want, but we all know, like certain you got pastors who pastor in churches,
Right.
but not really. I'm just saying, like, we got worship leaders who singing in churches, but you will go to a church, you will rap, or you will sing, or you will flat dance, or pop lock for Jesus, whatever that you got going on. But when you leave there behind closed doors, Jesus is an addition, an add-on to your life. He's not the center of it.
That's a whole different ball game.
You know what I mean? So you treating Jesus like an accessory. You throw the hat on, you throw the earrings on, you just put them on. But he's not your main course. That does not work. So when it's time for you to be in the paint with something, you're not gonna be in the paint.
Right.
You're gonna run out of Discovery World.
Full speed ahead.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying it's like it just dawned on me this year that when your life when things get flipped upside down, or it's really tight or really uncomfortable, that's the opportunity to make a shift or to try something different in your life, to make something different to happen in your life. It's an opportunity. It feels uncomfortable, but it's an opportunity. You know what I mean? So like just being aware of it, like me looking at it like that, this happened. This is opportunity. Okay, God, what do you want from me? So I want you to cast your net deeper.
Yeah.
Because where you're about to go, you need to go deeper.
Yeah.
And the only way I can get you to go deeper is if I allow you to be in a situation where you have to go deeper. Because you cannot, if you don't go deeper, you can't sustain. And you got to go deeper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
And I'll say, man, one of the most hardest things about transitions is not losing your mind in the process. You got to guard your mind,
Bro.
Because you feel so far out of fetch. You're so far fetched, and you feel so much out of water. It's like if you're not careful, you can lose your mind. So that's why you have to dial in. You know what I'm saying, with your relationship. You got to dial in with the Creator, because that's the only thing that gonna keep you sane. Because when you in transition and you got to lose yourself to find yourself, that is a scary sight.
It is.
I'm gonna repeat that. You got to lose yourself to find yourself, because the self that you are is not the self that you're gonna be. So therefore, where you're going, you can't be the person that you are. You have to be the person that you are deemed to become. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you don't even know who that person is till you get there, but God does. And so when you're in transition, man, it's just keeping it together, and not worry about, like, you know, like I always say, y'all, I'm an analytical guy, you know, but in this space right now, it's like, you know, okay, I'm just open book. You know what I'm saying? I still plan certain stuff. I still structure certain stuff, but it's just certain things. I'm just floating. I'm just being honest. I'm just floating. Like Kelly, God did.
Facts.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like, man, how did you do that? God did.
Yeah, for real.
That's gonna be my theme for 2025.
Exactly.
They be that in the 20, man, when did you? God did.
Yeah.
Because the only thing you can control is how you respond. That's it. That is it.
Hold on, but
And
see,
sometimes that's even hard.
that's easy to say, right? Like that's good. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, for real.
No.
Like,
That's really good.
it's a task.
That's good because as humans, no, I ain't gonna go there. As adults, everybody done been through trauma, bro. Everybody done been through trauma,
Man,
and
you can say as now, you can say as humans, because the stuff these kids go through, bro.
yeah. So everybody done
And
been through
exposed to.
trauma. You know what I mean? So, but here's the thing. In order for you to elevate or break habits or do things different, as adults who've been through stuff and we're doing things how we normally would do just to get by, just to make it, we have to get taught how to respond. We have to get taught how to respond. When I was going through whatever, I got around people who been there before. OGs like, yo, you need to do this. You need to do this. You need to do this. I know you have the foundations, but what you got going on, specifically, you need to do this. You have to get taught how to respond. So you can stand up how you need to, bro. If not, you're going to be stuck in a cycle. So we have to understand that when things be going on, don't try to, that's why it's important to be in a circle of people of good counsel. It's okay to go get counseling. If you have somebody around you and you feel like you can't open up, it could be your mom, your dad. You need to find somebody who you can go open up to so you can get taught how to respond. If not, you're going to do yourself an injustice by teaching yourself how to respond to things incorrectly.
Yep.
You're going to teach yourself back. You are going to teach yourself bad customer service. Horrible customer service. So when things happen in your life and you're dealing with people, you're responding in the incorrect way.
Yep.
When you could have been doing a lot better, but like you say, we only do what we know how to do. But as adults, but my daddy wasn't there. How long you gonna use the daddy card? My mama wasn't there. You are an adult now. How do you want your stuff to go? You like a curse word, accountability. Nobody want to be accountable. But when you point out somebody's mess, they get mad. No, bro, handle your junk. It's our responsibility. Right? We talking, right?
Right.
For real.
It's our responsibility, bro, to go ahead and go to someone so we can get taught how to respond. Because hurt people hurt people.
That's right.
Period.
Yep.
Over and over.
Yep.
Every time I did something foul to somebody, it probably was because something foul was done to me. And it wasn't healed. It wasn't healed. I'm out here doing whatever because I'm not right. I'm not healed. I got a daddy issue. I got a mama issue or something like that. But once you get that stuff corrected, you begin to respond to other people correctly. So therefore, you begin to handle, even if you want to be not in that situation or do this or do that, you will begin to handle that person's heart and emotions, mind, and their time, and their intelligence, and their mental capacity different because you know how to do it. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's highly important. But like I said, that only comes when you are actively locking in discovery world. You have to want to know how to do it. You have to want to know how to be a better version of yourself.
Right.
It comes a time to what? How long? I had to tell myself, like, bro, said how long you gonna be how long you gonna be a mess, bro? Like how long are you going to be like this? How long are you going to place your happiness in other people's hands? We coming from the house, right?
That's good, yeah.
How long you gonna do that? But like when I was with my son's mom, how long are you going to allow her to be able to call you from a state away and wreck your whole world? She called you with some junk, and then she a whole state away, 2 states away. She called you a whole mess, and she at Walmart shopping like ain't nothing going on. You can't you cannot allow people to hop in their emotional vehicle and just swerve in your lane and have you all over the place. So in my younger years, I had to make my mind up, I'm not going for this. She can think how she wants to think. As long as my mental capacity is intact, I'm doing my job. But that only comes from when you are active in discovery world. Like said, we can't do this no more. So when I was like 19, 20, 21, I had to make my mind up. You're not finna be having me jump for you. You're not finna be having me, you're not finna control my emotions. You're not finna do that.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? So, but you have to learn, we have to get taught how to respond.
That's good.
And when you have trauma, sometimes you're just, sometimes you're just doing what you know how to do to get by. But that it's a difference for when you go to your homeboy to put the radiator on, and then when you drop your car off at Dodge and they look at everything what's wrong and they work on your car. It costs more. It take more time to get out. But your car would be running way better and it would be last longer. And guess what? When you got it done that, you will have, if something wrong, that's the establishment. You're able to go back to the establishment with the proper receipts and everything. They can get you back right.
Right.
AKA, they are reliable. You can't get your stuff from everybody.
Right.
They're not reliable.
Right.
Dodge is credible. JJ's garage, it might not be that credible. Do you see what I'm saying? You can't. So you got to be mindful of where you getting your guidance from too.
You got to.
Are you getting your guidance from Dodges or the little hood hookup? You can't do that. So you have to get taught how to respond. If you want something different, if we want something different in our lives, in order to increase, we have to get taught how to respond.
Yeah. Yeah. And even that's good. That's real good because the opportunity is in your response. Because if your response wrong, you deem to miss out on opportunities. Because you got to always understand everything is leading towards something. It's not just about the opportunities. It's about you becoming a better version of yourself and who God has actually called you to be.
Right.
For real.
But it hinders things when you don't know how to respond properly. It hinders. Just think about it now. Just think about when you go into a place and you have an issue with the product and you need to turn it back. And you go in there with a nasty attitude. What's going to happen? 9 times out of 10, they're going to get a nasty attitude back with you. Because now you got 2 people with 2 nasty attitudes and ain't nothing getting done.
At all.
And you leave out of there with the same broke product you came in there with because they done threw you out the store because you didn't know how to respond properly. You know what I'm saying? So it leads to different things. It leads to is you gotta fix what's broken.
Yeah.
You gotta fix what's broken. And acknowledge the fact that it is broken, it need to be fixed.
That's the thing.
You know what I'm saying?
That's that work you was talking about.
That's the thing. Acknowledging the fact that, you know what, I'm jacked. I had to be like, let me stop. Like I'm weak in this area. Yeah. This is not flying. So you have to be like, you know what, I am a mess. I'm a mess. Yeah. Let me get it right. Yeah. I'm a mess. I'm a good looking mess. It look good. It look good, but it's a mess, bro. So like the for real, it look good. I'm a mess. It look like men have to get to the point where you know what, I am broken. I do got daddy issues. Yeah. I do got self-image issues. It's okay, bro. Yeah. That's why, man, that he not a player because he got 3-4 girls. Something is wrong.
Facts.
Something is wrong. That's indication. Something is off. Something is off. You got she got him. They all got something is off.
Yeah.
Something is off. So we have to acknowledge, like you said, like, you know what? It's off a little bit. Let me
Because you can't go. It's not about being perfect. Once again, and we don't want to sound like we're beating a dead horse, but it's not about being. But it's like that the atmosphere where you're going. Certain things can't exist. Listen, when the rocket goes up, the boosters have to come off because they serve no purpose. They serve the purpose of getting that rocket ship off from point A to point B. And once it reaches point B, guess what happened? Those boosters launch themselves off. They automatically detach. They have a mechanism that lets them know, I done reached a certain altitude, I am no longer needed, bye-bye. And you have to treat certain things like that. You have to treat certain peoples like that. You got to treat certain emotions and feelings like that because that anger is no longer needed where I'm going. I need to heal from that. That brokenness is no longer needed from where I'm going. I need to heal from that because I'm about to mess everything up. And you don't want to go to the next level of messing everything up because you never healed from a certain stuff. You never learned certain stuff. You didn't learn how to respond. You reacted to everything. Everything was just a knee-jerk reaction. You just flying off at the handle at everybody. You're not going to get nowhere like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so
when you're diagnosed properly, you can get treated properly.
Exactly.
Because you can be diagnosed with the wrong thing and take the wrong medication for what you've been diagnosed, and it cause all different kind of other side effects. It cause all the different kind of chaos in your life.
Yep.
This things that ain't never been an issue or problem for you now is the issue and the problem. It created more damage than good. So who are you allowing to diagnose the situation to where they could probably say, hey, you got a trust issue because A, B, and C.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You want to know how you can treat that? D, E, and F. You got to do these three things.
Bro, and allow God to be God, bro.
Exactly.
The whole time I've been waiting to try to put this in there, but everything that we've talked about, for whatever reason, my mind went to the story of Mephibosheth. I'm trying to remember a little bit. It's like everything, it's like, because it's like, who dropped you?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Cause you don't know if you remember, but Mephibosheth was a young boy and lost his dad, lost his grandmother, basically lost family, had no family. This was this is one of Jonathan's kids.
Okay, gotcha.
This was David's best friend. So I think they was like escaping from something. Something was going on, and the nurse, caregiver nurse, picked him up. You know, they started running up. Boom, she dropped. Kid was fine before she got picked up. Got picked up, dropped. Now he's handicapped. He has a disability now. So now he has no family. He's disabled. Can you imagine what he's going through? You know what I'm saying? And then God uses David to come back and restore him. So you got to do what you got to do, but let God be God. Because God, I believe God is going to circle back and bring you whoever you need to come into your life. But you can't be so concerned with the person that dropped you that you miss out on the person that God is trying to circle back to rescue you from the place that you've been dropped. You know what I'm saying? You
Oh, man. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, bro. It's just, that story is powerful. It has so many symbolisms in it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, who dropped you? Like you said, like you still dealing with daddy issues because daddy wasn't in your life. Who dropped you? Mom, mom ain't. Who dropped you, dog? Like, who dropped you? Like, God had to send Jonathan to circle back, which is his dad's best friend. He was out there, and David found out what was going on. There's more to the story than what I'm telling you, but I want y'all to get the gist of what's going on. Like, who dropped you? You mean to tell me God ain't big enough to get somebody to circle back and help you? You can't rest in that. You can't rest in your handicap. You can't rest in your disability.
Oh, wow, that's really good.
You know what I'm saying? You can't rest in that place. You gotta do what you know to do, and that's trust God. You gotta pray. You gotta move. You know what I'm saying? And He's gonna bring your David back. He's gonna bring David back into your life. But who dropped you? You know what I'm saying? Don't rest in that handicap place. don't let that discipline, don't rest in that disability in that moment, because bro, that's powerful, bro. That's powerful, bro. And there's a whole lot more to the story, but you know that y'all get it just what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's like,
for sure.
It's like,
that's fire.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
God, dog.
Yeah.
You barring.
Yeah.
God. Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
You stupid.
God, dog. Hold on. Let's just sit in that. Let's just rest in that a little bit.
Yeah, that's fire, because
God, dog.
once you have people drop you, then when God send you somebody to lift you up, you're afraid to let them pick you up.
You mishandled them.
You
Because
mishandle
you
them.
didn't respond properly.
You didn't respond properly.
Jesus.
You miss like she drop you. She drop you. God send you a good woman. Now you now you afraid. Now you afraid that. Now you don't want her. You don't.
Turn my mic off on it.
Nah, cause guys be doing that.
Well, bro, for real?
Guys, I know guys, bro. I know guys, bro, where they done had females screw them over, and then guys send him a good girl, they rocking, and then he
Self-sabotage is a real thing.
and women do it too. Women, they have relationships to where this was not good, this was not good, this was not good. Then they run across, I mean, he's not perfect, man, but he's a good man. Is now then they treat him like he's trash, and then it's like, oh, okay, you know. So it happens because they're being dropped. Who dropped you? They're afraid. They're afraid to get picked up again. So what they do, they run out of discovery world.
Yeah. And never learn how to discover themselves, or rediscover themselves.
You know what I mean? So yeah,
That's what it's all about.
that's really good, man.
Yeah.
I tell the people knows where they can find it at. Like the story.
Oh,
Yeah, that's good.
Is it in First Kings? Is it in Kings? Something like that?
I can tell you in a minute.
Where is it at, y'all?
You know.
Seem like it.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, you know that's.
Didn't seem like it, 'cause-
2 Samuel, actually.
2 Samuel.
2 Samuel chapter
Okay, yeah.
4.
2 Samuel chapter 4. Got you, Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
man.
crazy. Bro, that's a bar. You can't rest in your handicap. God, dog.
And that's for everybody, bro.
That's for everybody.
That's why I'm trying to get right, bro. Like I gotta.
Ain't nobody.
Cause I was like, man, I can't be letting you, bro. One day, rest in peace, my daddy. But I think I was like 20. I was 20 years old. My son was I was 21, 22. And me and my son's mom, we wasn't how we are right now. Like it take a long time to get. It take trial to get your co-parenting.
Right.
It's not perfect, 100% perfect, but we have. It's in order to where we don't cross boundaries. There's no manipulation, no controlling. It's you know what I mean. So that's
what it is.
we co-work and we co-parent. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but before when I was 20-some years old, it wasn't like that. Right? I didn't know how to put a boundary. I didn't know to put my foot down. I didn't know how to stand up as a guy. Right? Just come and put up in the house. You know what I'm saying? I was on the Pinocchio thing. I was bouncing around like that. You know what I mean? So she called me one day, and she, you know, in her mind, her heart was where it was, and I was where I was. So you know, you just you live life, you grow and you change. You know, you develop. I had to develop as a dad too, as a father too. You know what I mean? So it's nothing, no bashing nobody. Everybody develop and grows. You feel me? So shouts out to my son, mom. So she called me one day. I don't know, wasn't good. Whole stayed away. I'm boohoo crying. I called my daddy. I called my dad. I'm for my daddy. Man, daddy, all that. I'm all, like she done swerved in. Like I ain't got no whatever.
Your whole world.
Messed my whole world up. My daddy said, I never forget this. This man said, he ain't even say son. He hit me with the said
You hit a nerve.
He
Oh,
ain't
this Ray Hood.
he ain't
You
say
like,
something. He ain't say
We
something,
know
bro.
what that means.
Yeah. He said,
What it's already understood ain't got to be explained.
Right.
look, he said,
Right.
hey, look, bro, he said, come on, say it. He said, say it.
For real.
He
Let
said,
me go bring you back in, Skip. Let me bring you back in.
he said, come on, say it. He
He
said,
said, put your glasses
he
back
said,
on.
I want you to think about this. He said, how long ago that was? That was like 10 minutes ago, man. And then he said, you cannot let a person who live almost 8 hours from you in a whole nother state wreck your world in a whole nother state. She lived almost 8 hours from you. He said, you need to get yourself together. He said, you need boundaries. She has too much control over your mind and your emotions. Get yourself together, son. Do whatever you need to do to get yourself. He said, she has too much control. She call you, you jump in. He said, you are too concerned about what she thinks and feels about you when she is not in your life. He said, you have to understand, you have a child with her. Y'all share the responsibility of a child. She's not the woman in your life. She's the woman in your son's life. Y'all work together for your son.
Wow.
He said, she has too much control over your emotions and your mind, son. Get yourself together. Put them boundaries up.
Wow.
He said, cut your phone off if you got to. Cut it off for a week. Cut it off for a month. He said she will begin to see things different when she can't just call you and wreck your world. So I begin to put things in perspective. And that's what people got to do. You have to get to the point to where you like, you know what, I'm a mess.
Yeah.
It's not in order. It's not right. And if you don't stay your butt in discovery world, you will never get there. And you will stay in the cycle and not grow.
Right.
So when Pastor Tyler told
That's
me,
really good.
when he said, bro, I'm excited about your life right now. He said, because he said, you're in discovery mode. He said, and God's finna take you somewhere. You're finna find a new version of yourself. He said, I'm excited for you.
Man, that's good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
That's good. It's good. And just like said, man, a lot of us is in discovery mode, man. We there. You know, all of us at this table is going through a transition right now.
You ain't lying about that.
I'm quite sure that some of y'all that are listening or watching, you know, y'all are going through the same thing. So y'all are in y'all discovery mode. So, man, don't give up in that mode. Don't leave discovery world before you discover who you're supposed to become in this next season, man. Because I still believe 2025 got a lot of good for you. But once again, if you're not changing the habits, it's just going to be another year. It's just going to be another new year. It's not going to be another year of transformation. It's just going to be another year. But we got to make those habits change. We got to change those habits. So, man, once again, this has been a live one. Hope we drop some nuggets, some gems for you guys to pick up along the way on your journey once again. And so y'all know how we always like to end this segment. Shoot for the top, because the bottom is way too crowded. And if you think different and be different, you have the opportunity to live different. And once again, we'll see you on the other side of success. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.